making your way in the world today, you really need a pod. Why don't you put your headphones in and give this one a shot? Wouldn't you like to just listen away and go to a place where everybody knows who you are? Listen to two guys brew haha. Cole Street Brewery and fullbuddycast, two of the greatest names. Why don't you go and listen to this episode? You guys are listening to fullbuddycast, and Cole Street Brewery presents Brew Haha, where we're going to talk about brews, we're going to talk about stories, we are going to laugh while we drink. All beers are provided by Cole Street Brewery, located at 1627 Cole Street in Enumclaw. It's the old Courier Herald, Enumclaw Courier Herald for those locals. And you can definitely also check them out on Facebook website.
Yeah, we have Cole Street Brew, BREW.com.
Awesome. And so in this episode, what we're going to talk about, by the way, this is hosted by Travis Kenney and
Sean McDonald.
And Sean McDonald is the owner of Cole Street Brewery. So we're going to get a little background on his life, quick intro to that, then also talk about his business and how it started and kind of the successes and the failures in that as well. We're going to do some pro tipping when it comes to beer geeking on some things that he's got a little quick little tip for you on that. We'll hit that up, as well as he's brought some beer to taste test. In fact, I kind of want to taste test it. We'll get into who you are and all that, but can I taste test this?
Yeah, we got to drink beer.
What is this?
That's the most important part.
And guys, just so you know, we've practiced this intro a few times. I finally got it to record. So I've been staring at this beer, waiting for it, and every time it's just, it's almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there.
And my glass is almost empty because he's been busy working. I didn't bring enough beer for all this technical stuff.
So I'm going to give the honest test, guys. This is the honest test. What am I drinking?
This is this IPA.
This IPA.
Yep.
THIS IPA. And while I'm drinking it, a little history behind it, or the name, or whatever.
Yeah, so names are always the hardest thing to do. I mean, we even had to do some Google testing to see if we had the right name for this little podcast.
Yes.
Names are
important.
Yeah, and they're difficult to find. So I stick to the simple stuff. When somebody comes in and say, "Hey, do you have an IPA?" I say, "Well, I have this IPA."
I like that. And then they go, "Well, what is that?"
I go, "It's this IPA."
And then what is? And then it's a
this
whole
IPA.
Who's on first? What's on second? Kind of thing.
I also do another IPA. I do a new IPA. Yeah.
This is delicious.
Play with all those different names like that.
This is legit delicious. What's the what do they call that? The AP? What's the
ABV?
There we go.
It's 6.5, 6.8.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't. This is kind of a more of a tropical fruity flavor. I use the Palisade hops, so it's a really fruity.
It's delicious.
It's not as bitter as most IPAs are.
No.
Trying to make it kind of middle of the road.
It's pretty smooth.
It's good for people that are into IPAs because there is enough of a bite to it. But then if you're brand new to an IPA, you can kind of settle into an easy one too.
Yeah, I do like that. Back in the day, I was not a beer fan, and then it just kind of slowly came up. Like I was the guy that would like, ooh, Bud Light and Coors Light.
Yuck.
And yeah, I know, right? And now it's like, ooh, once my brother was actually really into IPAs. And so once he started getting me going on that, I was like, oh, yeah, what have I been missing? This is good stuff. So when did you – well, let's do a little quick history on who you are.
All right.
Sean McDonald.
Yep.
Spelled SEAN.
Yep.
Did you ever want to have it spelled differently?
No, I'm Irish, 100% Irish.
So that's
why I drink a lot of beer and whiskey, but make beer. So my name's Sean Patrick McDonald. Yeah.
Nice.
My mom gave me two first names in case I didn't like either one. I could just switch between the two.
Is that true? Like you don't have a middle name, or you do have?
I have a middle name.
Okay, so the middle name's Patrick.
Yeah,
but she gave you two first names as. Yeah. I get you.
I could flip flop if I wanted to.
I like that.
Yeah. So when I played sports when I was younger, I used to go by Patty. Just
Really
easier to yell out and that sort of thing. But
yeah. Well, where'd you grow up at?
I grew up here in Enumclaw.
The whole time?
Yep. So I moved here, when I was about 5-6 years old. My parents had a horse farm, which it's funny because it's all houses now. It was right next to the soccer fields. Everybody knows the soccer fields.
Really?
My house was right on 244th, which is now just a bunch of trees and kind of like a little, it's their their retention pond.
What's it called? What's the?
I think
is it the new one with the fountain in the middle of it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, it's off of McDougal. So Southwood's right there. It's Southwood and then the soccer fields.
Yeah.
So I moved there. When I first moved here, my family is Irish Catholic, of course.
Yeah.
So I went to Catholic school until about 3rd grade when my parents got tired of driving me all the way like Newcastle to go to Catholic school.
They drove all the way to Newcastle every day?
Yeah, for kindergarten and first grade,
that's
2nd
insane.
grade. Right?
I hate even driving like down to Safeway or driving to my kids' like mom's house. Like, I gotta drive out there.
So that was a big change going to public school, but I got to the age where they thought I could just walk to school. So
So where'd you go? Southwood, I'm
Southwood,
guessing.
yeah, and we had that chunk of land was like 35 acres, so about 20 acres away was Southwood. So we walked down that street.
Did you play soccer at the soccer fields?
I got a lot of soccer balls kicked over my fence,
but no soccer.
But I didn't play soccer. No.
I was gonna say, did you ever sneak down there when they had games and stuff and go see your friends like play, or did you ever go to that donut? Or they had like that snack area. Did you ever? Sneak out there?
No, yeah.
So you just kept to yourself.
Well, farm kid, so I had
Were you
chores
working?
to do. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's kind of the story of my life. I grew up on the horse farm, and then we moved out to Westwood, so we switched the woods in my 5th grade, and then my parents went dirt farmers, so they have like trees, Asian pears and apples, and Longacre shut down, so horse racing wasn't as big.
So were you even doing that too? Were you going to Long Acres every weekend and here and there?
Yeah, when I was young, 3rd, 4th grade. And then they switched to permacrops or dirt farmers, which is super boring.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
Permacrop is they planted apple trees. So, I mean, they don't go anywhere. Apple trees, Asian pear trees. Oh,
permacrop. I see.
Yeah.
I got you.
But then we also jumped into hydroponic tomatoes, which is, oh man, is that a task? So a tomato plant in a greenhouse on hydroponics grows 18 inches a day. So what happens is you go into a greenhouse and you trim down one row, and you go every other row, and then that evening you go in and you pick all the tomatoes because they'll ripen in one day.
Wow.
And then the next day you have to go and trim the next row, and by that day you can't even see down the rows. That's why you have to trim first so you can come back and be able to get access to tomatoes, because you can't damage them. You have to be real soft-handed with them.
So how fast do the tomatoes grow?
They grow super fast.
Like within
every other day you're picking tomatoes. Yeah.
On that same plant.
Yep.
So that's why we have just an abundance of tomatoes wherever you go.
Yeah.
You go to the...
Well, the tomatoes we were doing were heirloom. They were kind of bred for that. So It depends on the style of tomato that you're getting.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because we did all those hydroponics, and unfortunately we got out of it because one of the big hazards is we have teenagers break in and steal our shit thinking that we have marijuana growing.
Oh, really?
And this is way before marijuana was legal. So.
Yeah, so they're thinking, oh, we're getting away with something. And, and really it was...
And they're stealing lights that, I'm sorry, they don't have the right power. It's 3-phase. You don't have 3-phase at your normal house.
Wow.
So they just steal $1,000 lights and just throw them away, throw them in a ditch somewhere.
Because they don't work.
They can't use them.
Wow.
They have no idea. So yeah, we got away from that because it just got expensive.
Sure.
Way. Yeah, and then got more into the permanent crops. So planted more trees. We planted grapes. My parents planted a lot of grapes, so we did some wine. The apples we turned into hard cider.
Yeah.
And then so my parents did own. They've recently sold to my cousin, but they did own Rock Ridge Orchards.
Now, is that over there where you kind of walk in? It's what do they call it? Farmer's market kind of looking thing?
Yeah.
over on the way to
so
Black Diamond.
Yeah, on the 164.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to go there when my kids were younger, just because it's a fun place to bring kids.
Oh yeah, and they do a harvest festival every year, and
right.
pumpkin way off. And all that sort of thing. That's really fun. That's the store property. The actual farm is out by Westwood, which is down 212th. So you would take a left at Crane Corner and go all the way to the flashing light, and then take another left, and they're on the top of the hill.
Wow. So then you'd probably have to do a lot of trekking back and forth.
Yeah, trucks. Yeah. So, I had a farm license when I was like 10. Yeah. You can never be farther than 5 miles away from the farm. But,
really? But you could be on the roads, main roads.
Yeah,
Wow.
Driving truck. Yeah.
Wow. Or tractor?
Yeah, or tractor. Yeah.
Now let me ask you that we might get in this down the road, but driving tractor on a road has got to be kind of scary. People just flying up on you and not.
It's so loud, and most of the time you don't even notice.
You're just kind of like in your own little world.
I know. What are they going to do? I got a tractor. I got a bucket.
Right.
Right. Whatever.
Okay. Good. I'm always scared. I'm always like, dude, because people drive crazily on those back roads, man. Yeah,
riding a bike on a back road. Yeah, I used to have to do that. No, that's some scary stuff.
So you graduated. You went to Westwood. Then you went to probably Enumclaw Junior High.
Yep.
Then went into Enumclaw High School. Graduated what year?
98. Yep.
98. Okay.
Yeah, me and Joey are same age. Yeah. And we played football.
Have you? Really? What were you?
I was defensive end, but I was supposed to grow a little bit, and I never grew.
You never grew, but you're probably quick. Probably get around the ends and get those sacks and stop those runs and stuff like that. Did you ever? Have you turned the big 4-0 yet? Because you're kind of getting in that realm.
Oh no, I'm 27 and a half.
27 and a half. Okay, cool. So you got some time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you'll still grow, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. The beard will keep growing.
So have you turned the big 4-0 yet, though?
I'm 27 and a half.
Okay, all right. I guess we're not answering that question.
Sticking to that.
Okay. My wife's turning the big 4-0. Joey turned the big 4-0. And we had a party over at his place before. This is pre-corona. This was like probably the last thing I've ever been to because of COVID. And that was a little, what do they call speakeasy? It was like all 1920s.
Oh yeah. Nice.
That was pretty
I like
sweet.
Parties like that. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we won't bring your age up, I guess. Let me ask you this though. Even though that you're semi close to the 4-0, you look young though. You kind of got that baby face and that beard.
I'm 27.
Okay, 27. We're still okay. All right, then we might just call this podcast 27 and a half. I like that instead.
There you go. Yeah. Every jerseys I've ever had has had 27.5 on the back. That's my number.
You know what you should do is brew beer, 27.5 ABV. Pretty hardcore beer, but and then just call it. Just say my age. And that's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. That's a good idea. Good tip.
Thank you. That's pro tip. That's free.
Pro tip. Yeah.
That's free. So you graduated 2000. Who were you running with? Who
graduated 98.
98. That's right. I graduated 2000. Who were you running with back? Who were your buddies back in the high school days?
I mean, I called Joey my friend. We were friends in high school. Jeff Craighead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Craigheads, did they kind of live out where you were at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, farm neighbors are pretty darn close.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I remember Jeff Craighead was a little scary. Not scary, intimidating to an underclassman like me.
Sure.
And so I went over to go see Ben because of basketball.
Yeah.
And I knew Matt Craighead from my brother, right? So I come up there and Ben told Jeff, hey, that's Travis. He's a little intimidated of you. I didn't hear this. I'm in the driveway, getting out of my car. He's like, so go running and yelling and screaming at him and just go sprinting at him. And so I didn't know that. And so I just get out of my car. He goes, and the next thing I know, he is just running full sprint at me going, are you in my car? And he was are you in my car? You get into my car? And I am I almost just jumped in the car, locked it, and wouldn't get out. And then I could see all the guys laughing, and I'm like, okay, these guys just messing with me. Yeah. But Jeff, he's a pretty good guy to have on your on your side, man.
Yeah.
So
especially younger on. I don't know. Knew him since elementary. So.
Yeah. Now, when you were.
I don't know. I haven't thought about who I ran with in high school in a long time.
but you've made friends since afterwards.
Oh,
you know, a bunch of people.
I'm still friends with a lot of people. But,
yeah, and then you were on a softball team, right?
Yeah.
Still, are you guys still playing softball or no?
I retired. I'm just too busy with the business.
Yeah.
I have 2 locations now. I just don't have the time. I got out pretty lucky because I broke my ankle once, but other than that, that's the only injury I've had. And I've been playing softball since 2005 and played on some great teams. I mean, I played on a traveling team. We went to, Worlds and Vegas and Palm Springs and won quite a few tournaments along the way.
Did you play with Kyle Pierce at all ever?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody has.
Everyone has.
He's an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him do some stuff that I don't know how he even did that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gonna listen to this. He's a listener.
Yeah.
So
kudos to him. He's an amazing athlete. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Kyle, you better be at Cole Street Brewery buying some beers. I'm telling you right now. As soon as you hear this, you better be calling up your boys, going to Cole Street, buying some beers just because of that comment right there.
Yeah.
The thing about softball, and I never got it, was it's like you're just asking to get injured. You're like, hey, how can I blow out an Achilles? How can I break an ankle? How can I stumble and fall and snap my wrist? What is it that you did to hurt your ankle?
We had this guy, we'll just call him Taco, and he'll know who he is.
We actually have a burrito nickname for a guy. So what if they're brothers? Who knows? But anyway, so Taco.
So Taco, he thought he had an arm, so he'd always say, "Well, I got to warm up my arm. I got to throw my arm, right? And then I can throw it really far, et cetera, et cetera." So we were playing in this this tournament, this co-ed tournament actually. I can't even remember. It was in Renton. It was kind of a weird spot. I'd never played there before. Their rules were super weird. But it was in between games. We were going in the championship game, and he's throwing the ball, and unbeknownst to me, the umpire rolls a ball out to the mound behind me, and Taco, who tends to throw very far but not accurate at all, so I had to jump up and catch the ball. And I came down and landed on a ball and rolled my ankle and just went straight to the ground. And me being I'm an athlete, so I struggled through it. I took a runner, but it was super funny because I also, like in the championship game, I blasted one to right field over a girl. It goes in the corner, and me being an athlete, I jogged it and still made it to third before they got it to the infield. I mean, a normal self, I would have been...
Because it was hurting. It was that bad.
Yeah,
it was
was
just
bad.
like limp in there.
Yeah.
A fast limp.
And yeah, I still had to take a runner because I couldn't make it. I'm done.
Okay, so that's the thing. That was a freak accident.
Yeah.
Like, that's freak. Anyone would get hurt on that, right? Yeah. It's those people that slide into second base and next thing you know, they just pop their ankle and you're like, oh.
Well, the other part is I was a pitcher, so... that's the worst one that I've actually broken a bone, but being a pitcher, I've been hit
in the head.
I wear a mask.
Do you do the mask?
Anybody that doesn't wear a mask is an idiot.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Just wear the mask.
But I've gotten plenty of pelts and swollen legs and everywhere. I've gotten hit pretty hard a few times.
This happened to me yesterday, just because it was the pelting of the arm that you just mentioned. It brought back to a memory that I just had yesterday. So. Let's go way back. Are you a golfer?
Yeah.
Have you been hit by a golf ball?
Yep.
I hit an old man off of the 14th or 15th hole. I yelled 4. I drove it, and it just traveled into the other fairway, and boom, hit him right in the hip.
Did he see it coming?
We yelled 4, and he didn't see it, but he put his hand up over his head.
That's even worse. So then he
knew it was coming, more. And then bam, nailed him. And we drove up, and I kind of pretended like I didn't know I hit him, just because I wasn't trying to be a jerk, but I didn't know how to enter into that conversation of just like, hey, I hit you. How are you doing? I just kind of, hey, I'm so sorry, I hit a ball over here. How did it hit you guys? Was it nearby? And the guy's like, yeah, you hit me right here in the hip. And I'm pretending he was joking, because I was like, oh yeah, no, that's a good one. And he's like, no, seriously, you hit me in the hip. I already knew that. And so I go, oh no, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I thought they were young kids because we had just passed some young kids, not young kids like 12, but I'm like talking like 22, your age. And so when they got hit, I was thinking, oh, it's just, they're going to be mad. But when I hit this dude, he was an older guy, and he's like, well, I'm just happy that you did what you did to come over here and take care, say that you're sorry and check in on me. I appreciate that. And then we're like, yeah, and his buddy didn't look too thrilled with me either. And here's the other thing. The guy who I was golfing with, no joke, this is not a made up story. He shanked it the very stroke before mine. He shanked it. We yelled 4 because it was heading towards them, 5 feet from their cart. So then I go up there thinking, oh, I'm going to blast it and I'll be fine. No.
Did the same thing and actually hit the guy. Oh, so it was like we fired a warning shot. Yeah, you're getting closer. Like we're narrowing it down now. We've got you dialed
it in. And so then I hit the guy. And so anyway, so obviously I think that other guy was a little upset. But it's like, hey, we're not aiming for you guys. We got trees in the way. It was just one of those miraculous double shots in a row. One actually hit you.
Did they let you play through?
They were. We were afraid that they were going to finish out that hole because they're right behind us, and they're going to start bombing in on us.
Yeah.
So then we start playing a little faster. But 2 holes later, I see them driving straight to the clubhouse, like they were done. I ruined their day. So anyway, have you been? So you've been hit by a ball. How did that happen?
Oh, so I'm a pitcher, so in softball there isn't a whole lot you can do. Really, it's a slow pitched ball, but I put a lot of spin on the ball and move it around a little bit. So I always had trouble reading the ball off the bat from a lefty, and the worst one, 100%. It was off a lefty, and I thought it was going to my right. And it started that way, and then it came back to my left. So I started moving, and then I moved right into its path, and it drilled me right in the stomach. And the stomach's a scary spot because, there's a lot of things.
Stuff in there.
Spleen, all that, But to be honest, that's the only time, I played softball for 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. And that's the only time I ever got hit in the chest.
Did you have a welt? Did you have a bruised up?
Yeah. It swole up and big time.
Were you down for did you muscle through it?
Well, honestly, that was another scary part about it. That's what really scared me is because while on the surface it hurt, it didn't really hurt. Okay. That's where it was scary. Yeah. I'm like, I know it should be hurting more than it is. Yeah. It's like I touched it and it's sore, right. But if I move around, it didn't hurt. I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's completely ruptured in there and you're internally bleeding.
Yeah, so I took it easy for the rest of the day and didn't pee any blood or anything. So,
that's good.
Are
you still around today? That's good.
Yeah.
So, well, when did I know we kind of got off on that tangent there? When did and we'll come back? We got tangents all day. We got more episodes. We got more episodes of Brew Haha, guys. We're excited for Brew Haha. This is a great name already. I love the name. I finished my beer.
I did too. And the other beer is way over there.
Is that completely empty? We split that one completely?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we got to wait on that one for the next episode. But this is delicious. Go order this. What do they usually run, by the way?
For a growler fill?
Yeah.
Well, for a pint, $6 pints, growler fill, what we have right there is a grunt, and that's like $10. And then that's 32 ounce. And then for 64 ounce, it's $14.
So if people go in and order this, is that the beer of the week beer of the week this week? Yep. Or is this the beer of the week?
Yep. Beer of the week is this IPA.
This is the beer of the week. Yeah. I like that. And so if you go in there, let's say a code. Guys, by the way, you go in there, you take a picture of yourself, check in there. He's got 3 spots that you can check in at. Take a picture with the logo. He's hand painted one of them. Very, very well done. And then where are the other 2 spots that you're looking to?
Yeah, then I have a wood engraved one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Too. That one's pretty sweet looking too. And then the other one is just right in front of the building?
And then the other one I also ground into and then burned. I engraved one on the wall. So
really?
3.
All right, spots. So take a picture there. If you take a picture, check in, tag fullbuddycast, tag me if you want instead, and tag Sean if you don't have, or Cole Street Brewery.
Yeah. And hashtag it, keep it local.
Keep it local. And then even hashtag a fullbuddycast in there too. And you'll get how much off your drink?
Yeah, I'll give you VIP treatment.
VIP treatment.
We'll take $1 off of your beers and, 15% off your growler fill.
Ooh, I like that. 15% off a growler fill. So, and then, you know what? If you want to have a little fun, say softball. Say softball injury. Softball injury.
There you go. Keyword.
Yeah, keyword, and you may earn some more stars or something like that.
Yeah, we can throw that in.
You guys got stars. You got to explain the star thing at some point in my life.
Okay.
Because we earned some stars the other night.
Yeah, you earned quite a few the other night. So, we had a long night.
So we were So all of a sudden, hey, you got all these stars. I'm like, I feel like Mario, man. I collected all these stars. I don't know what I'm doing with these things, but I'm excited. Yeah. So, but before we get crazy with it, let's talk about Cole Street Brewery. What is it that you where did this come from? What were you thinking? What was your like, oh, I want to go do this kind of a thing?
So it goes back a little ways. Craft distilling got approved here in Washington State, and like I mentioned earlier, I grew up with a still in our whatever that room is, a pantry. So I talked my old man into, we were going to start a craft distillery. Unfortunately, the marijuana thing went through, and it bogged down the whole liquor control.
Really?
Side, yeah. So I got a loan all in place to purchase like $100,000 still. But the problem with any type of alcohol is you have to get your equipment and put it in place and wait until they inspect you.
So how long could it be sitting there for?
So at that time, it was going to be 18 to 19 months before they could inspect me.
Just sitting there.
And I can't do anything
doing
with it.
Nothing. But
you can't even distill water.
But you're accrung payments on this loan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I stepped back and started the brewery, which is cheaper. The equipment, it's like a third of the price. I spent like $20,000 when I first got into it. Didn't have to take out a loan, which is also
way to go.
And then
all those softball winnings.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
And then it took 3 months, and they got our license, and then we got going. So it was not even a third of the time, not even a third of the price.
Good job, dude.
And then to make a good whiskey, you start with a good beer. So that was the idea.
That was the idea. Now, are you in the whiskey business yet?
I'm not, no.
And you're not really wanting to go down that road?
Yeah, I've done so well in the beer industry, and then Pursuit has come into town.
Sure.
Pursuit's a great distillery. I'm not even going to try and get into their boat.
Guys, real quick, before we're going to learn more about Cole Street Brewery, but I want to say this real quick. Sean loves the locals. If that is a shirt, Sean loves the locals because he does what he can to promote anybody and everybody who's local. Even people that are in competition. He just mentioned the Pursuit Distillery, and obviously it's not the same exact competition, but he's promoting them right there too. So he's all about local.
You got to keep it local,
dude. That's stoked.
The way we survive.
Dude, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
true. The 98022 area code, you should be able to get everything you need without having to leave our area code.
Right. We've created a nice little cult town where you can do that.
You bet.
That's good. I like it.
Me too. I love my town.
So Sean will go, and this is another thing. Sean will go. He'll take a selfie. He'll check in. He's doing that for a while. You still doing that? You still taking selfies and checking in?
To be honest, I'm kind of broke at the time. At this moment, COVID's been pretty.
And you really can't go anywhere either. There was really no way where you could just go, hey.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. When I'm done working, like, oh, let's go out. Oh, we can't. Oh, we can't go there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully it gets back and he's able to get back to it. But so you are. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to start this brewery.
Yep. So to start with, you have to kind of find a location.
Sure.
To be honest, I had just built a house in Ording. No shout out to Ording. I lived in Ording for 3 years, and
you got out of there as fast as you could.
Yeah, they need to build their infrastructure there for sure.
Really? Yeah.
But in Pierce County, they have recycle bins, and you have to recycle. You can't recycle just in your normal trash. You have to bring it to a specific spot and drop it off, which is a pain in the ass. But their brown glass area, would be where beer bottles is, always overflowed, like cases. So I knew that there was a call for craft beer. So I went to the city council in Ording, and I got shot down. They did not want another alcohol establishment in that town. They said, "Oh, we have plenty of beer."
Dude, benefit to us though. I mean,
Yeah, right.
honestly, right? Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So, so then, obviously I grew up here in Enumclaw, and I'd love to do the hometown thing. I love the Mint. Another shout out to a local place. I drink a lot of beer there because they have a lot of beer on tap. I went to the Mint. I was hanging out there, and I was ordered a beer. I was like, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. And I tried it, and about spit it across the bar. It was not good.
Not good.
So, I made a comment about it, and the guy next to me kind of said the same thing. He's like, I did the same thing. I was trying to do that, I hate being a beer geek like this, but right. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a beer geek too. We kind of hit it off a little bit, and we were chatting it up, and, and brought up that I was starting a brewery, or somehow that came up, and he's like, you know what, I am too. I'm like, oh, no way, where are you starting? And he said, well, I'm trying to do it right here in Enumclaw. I'm like, well, I'll be. So kind of hit it off.
No, wait. No way.
Yeah. It's a beer story.
No way.
Yeah.
So you don't know each other prior?
Nope.
Have you ever kind of seen him before around? Nope. Did he look familiar to you?
Nope. Never met him.
Just spit your beer out. He's about to spit his beer. You
exactly.
almost did the same thing.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
He's from Arizona too, so it's not like he's... So he went to Arizona State, and his wife went to Arizona State. She's from Enumclaw, and she dragged him back to Enumclaw.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Enumclaw's a great place.
It is.
I like it. Let's take it over. But
I've been to Arizona, and their beer... I mean, kudos to them, but it's still... Arizona's tough water. We have great water here. Beer is 90% water, so if you have good water, it's a good start.
Yeah.
But yeah. And he had already signed a lease on a place, and that even made it even better. So then we kind of... And I had the cash, and we kind of split it 50-50, and we kind of went from there.
Really?
We did. So Cole Street's been in business since 2014.
Yeah.
And we were in business together for 4 years, and then he has psoriasis really bad, so he planned to move back to Arizona to help his psoriasis out, because he was going in the tanning bed 3 times a day and still not keeping up with it.
3 times a day?
Yeah, that's how bad.
Did he just go buy one?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. He had his...
Did you guys use the same lights that you had from the tomatoes? I mean, is that the kind of...
No. Completely different style.
Okay, I don't know.
I never thought about that. But, yeah. So, I bought him out, and I've been solo for the last 2 years.
And now I'm sure that creates a little more work.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, at the time, it's like, he got busy doing other stuff. So at the time, I'm like, well, I'm doing all this. But then after he left, I'm like, oh, man. The real thing is it's not knowing each other ahead of time. Our views completely different. So
really,
it's kind of convenient when you have somebody that honestly looks at things completely different. You throw the spaghetti on the wall, and they're like, no, that's not spaghetti. That's linguine. They're completely looking at it differently.
Okay. Kind of iron sharpens iron a little bit. You guys are both kind of... Yeah. I mean, I'm sure was there a personality rub at all?
No, not at all.
So you guys were able to be
we still get along, and we still communicate.
Co-own, and then also be able to not make it where it's personal and this and that, and be able to grow with that.
Yeah.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it worked. Yes, God sent it was, it worked out really well.
So, and then let's also talk real quick, because we're almost running a little bit. We're not there yet. We're not long yet, but we're getting there, because we got a lot to talk about in the next one. But you made a move. Okay, so you used to be down
industrial area by the Schnook Apartments. Yeah.
And I already mentioned your address now.
1627
Courier Herald building, sharing it with the Courier Herald, sandwiched in between the Courier Herald and the Rainier.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so when did you transition into that building?
So I got my license approval the day the governor said that bars can't be open because of COVID.
Oh, no way.
As it so happens. So officially I opened a week ago Friday.
Oh, really?
Week in a couple of days, yeah. that being said, I've been working on that building for about 9 months, doing all the work inside. When you get there, you can tell I've put some work
looks
in.
awesome. So real quick on that, is the COVID thing, was it I know it's not good financially.
Yeah.
But was it good to just be able to just focus on building and not worry about brewing and building?
Yeah, at first, I thought it was. The first couple weeks, it was fine. When he said it was going to be a month, I'm like, oh,
perfect. I can work on this.
Yeah, and actually, like, kind of relax a little bit because, all that stress building up. But then it got to a point where I didn't have the funds, then it's like I have all these projects, but I need a little money here.
Right.
So,
yes. Yeah. But you're in.
Yep.
You're brewing.
I'm in. I'm open. Yep. I have 2 locations, but only the one location is open right now
at the moment
because there's just not enough people out yet.
Right.
So once we get busy, we'll have them both open.
And your what do they call it? Licensed? Like, how many can you have in the Courier Herald building without COVID?
So occupancy is like 110.
110.
Yeah.
And so now 50%.
I'm at 25%.
Oh, you're at 25%?
Yeah.
So you can get, what is that?
25 people.
25 people. Yeah, 110, 27.
Yeah.
Cut 1.5. Hey, your age. 27 and a half.
There we go. Yeah.
so that's, okay. Well, that's good. And so we need to, now, we need to get, hey guys, listen. We need to get some full buddy casters down there. We need to get some people, the listeners. We need some full buddies down there. I would absolutely love for you to swing by, buy a growler. You don't have to stay there super long. Go have a drink. Go check it out. Go take a picture. But say Full Buddy Cast brought you here. You were listening to the Brew Haha boys with Sean McDonald, Travis Kenney. Brew Haha boys. Maybe we'll do that too. I don't know. But you listen to it and you want to get a beer. You're getting thirsty. You're ready to roll. So we're going to go into this a little more deeper on the next episode. Everyone, thanks for hanging out. But we got a few more things real quick that we're going to do. We promised you the Beer Geek pro tipping. What is the pro tip with beer?
I kind of chuckled to myself because you're inviting a beer geek into your house and you went straight to the freezer to pull out your beer glass.
Yeah.
So here's 2 things about that. One, you have to have cold beer pouring into a cold glass. If the glass is colder than the beer, you create foam. So you're actually it's gonna foam over.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that your temperatures are the same. So that whole cold glass. The reason for that is also, I should preface this, it depends on the style of beer that you're having. I brought an IPA, which is an ale. An ale is a warm fermented and warm yeast. A lager, such as your stupid piss beer, Bud Light, those are lagers. Those are cold beers.
Right.
But that being said, I still always argue the whole Coors Light thing, cold as the mountains.
Yeah.
That Blue Mountain cold.
Right.
That's honestly too cold. And I'll tell you why. Because when you pour it, it's supposed to foam, right? If it doesn't foam, that foam still has to get out. So when you drink it, that's where your belching starts coming in.
Okay.
Have you ever drank really cold beer and then later on you're
burping like crazy.
You're burping?
Yeah.
That's all of that foam that should have expanded in your glass. So you actually want it to open up in your glass.
So if you do have a cold glass or a cold frozen, you don't definitely want to put some like room temperature or like semi cold beer.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get super foamy.
Yep.
Not going to be fun to drink at all. And then if you do have a cold beer, you
want to actually, you want to warm it up a little bit. It's too cold.
Too cold. Okay.
Too cold. Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's one of those, American things. The damn Americans need it. Cold
beer.
Yeah,
cold.
It's not,
Okay.
Not a real thing.
So that's interesting as heck. See, I got a cousin who's a chef. Joey likes to cook. Now I feel like I'm learning stuff. Like I'm learning stuff like that I never would have ever known.
Oh yeah, I can get pretty deep into pairing beer with food too. So wine contradicts food versus beer goes with food.
So everyone says there's wine pairing.
Yeah.
Is that a myth? You're telling me right now that's a myth?
It's a contradiction.
What does that mean?
So they're taking a wine that's going to contradict the flavor of your food.
Okay.
So it stands out from the food.
Okay.
Versus a beer blends with the food. So that beer is going to be kind of the same flavor. Like, so when you're eating a burger, drinking a brown ale is kind of like a smoky, kind of got a little barbecue type. It blends right in with that barbecued burger, you know?
Okay.
That's where beer is better.
I like it. So, we appreciate you guys listening. Real quick, we got to do some shout outs. Okay. So you put some I gotta shout out people that help support Full Buddy Cast. Okay. Obviously Cole Street Brewery, but I'm going to say some names, and then I want to hear some of the people that might support Cole Street Brewery. Okay. So for me, first, Full Buddy Cast, shout out to Eric Madrid. Went golfing with him the other day. A lot of fun. E-Drid. Do you remember E-Drid?
Oh, yeah. We were Boy Scouts together.
Were you guys really?
Oh, yeah.
Boy Scouts together.
Yeah.
Okay. E-Drid, obviously, a shout out to him. Kellen Hall. Shout out to Kellen Hall. You got a Boy Scout story about Kellen Hall?
We played softball together.
Yeah. Holly Graff. If you know Holly Graff, then my mind's blown.
Well, I'm one of her fans on her wine site.
There you go. So. Unwind with I don't know. I think it's Unwind with Holly. I got to do sorry about that. Sorry for that terrible shout out, Holly. Kristen Poe. She's been buying shirts. Kristen Poe, anything?
I knew her in high school.
And then who else we got out there? Rachel Heater, Justin Heater. We've got obviously my wife who's amazing. She's great. Aaron Center, Ash Center. We've got who else? Hey, Patreon. Go to Patreon. Hit up Full Buddy Cast if you want to buy us beer. $5 a subscription. It's great. That's just for the month. And then Sean McDonald. We share a few.
Yeah.
The one that we share is
Craig Bentley. Yeah, obviously, because he hung out in our pre-show figuring out stuff the other night where we put a few back.
So that was my wife. That was her first night for her vacation, her week vacation. And you know how you hit your first night, you're like ready to just rage and have fun and go crazy. Oh, yeah. That was the perfect night for her. She had so much fun over there at Cole Street.
Yeah, I could tell.
And no, she did. Are you being sarcastic?
No.
Yeah, she had a great time. She's just sitting there doing nothing. She got to see some old. She got to see some old people she hadn't seen for a while, and then also just drink. It's a lot of fun. So, all right. So, give me some more shout outs. You want to shout out? Do you have anybody, some supporters that you have out there?
Oh, I have a lot of supporters.
You do?
Yeah, Kelly Passy. I really appreciate him. He's done my taps for me. Supported me all the way. Right. I don't know.
Appreciate you guys listening to Brew Haha with Brew Haha Boys, Brew Haha Bros, Brew Haha Bearded Brothers. I don't know what we're going to call this thing, but all I know is that it's Brew Haha with Sean McDonald and Travis Kenney. Everyone, go to Cole Street Brewery. Go get a growler. Go get some money off of it. Go mention Full Buddy Cast. Take your pictures. Check in. Send it to us. We want to see it. Thank you very much, Sean, for the first episode, and we'll dive into a second very soon.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.